Welcome everyone to Fortnite episode 1 of my brand new podcast. Today, I want to talk about season 3, the brand new season that just came out. Now, I've played this a ton. I've played at least 10 hours of it. Since it came out, I haven't had a lot of time, but in the background, you're seeing some of my gameplay. I have a few things that I want to talk about, and then at the end of the video, I'll go over my overall rating of the season. I'm going to talk about the battle pass, the theme, the weapons, how people have been complaining about movement, and my thoughts on that. My confusion personally with the storyline and just talking about the storyline in general. The big giant Lego collaboration that's supposedly going to be happening. And then, like I said, obviously at the ending, I'm going to rate it out of 5 stars. So first up is the Battle Pass. And really, I want to focus on Optimus Prime. Now, I really like Optimus Prime being in the Battle Pass. This chapter, we have not had very many collabs in the Battle Pass at all. I think this is the first time that we've had a tier 100 as a collaboration since chapter 3. So that was a big thing for me. I was really happy that they slowed it down with that. Optimus Prime was a great choice for the season, obviously with the new movie coming out, Rise of the Beast. I've heard that's very, very good. Feels like a bit of a revival of the Transformers franchise, in my opinion. So I think that was very good, definitely for the promotion of the movie as well as promotion for the new season. And it also goes along with the theme a little bit. Some of the other ones really didn't go along with the theme, but this one I think fits very, very well. Other than that, the original skins are very, very good. I'm not really the biggest fan of another Meowscles reskin. This is like our 6th one, I think, 6th or 7th. It has to be. There's no way it's not. I'm not really a huge fan of that, but other than that, the other skins are really good. I think this is probably the best season that we've had so far in Chapter 4, the best beginning to a season at least. Last season felt really clunky and like weird and anticlimactic in my opinion. I think they overhyped how big Mega City was going to be, and I think a lot of people were disappointed, but I also thought they were going to do the same thing with the hole in the ground. In the trailer, they showed the ground falling out. I thought the hole was going to be like a really, really small, like Dusty Divot type hole, and it was going to be super disappointing. But they didn't do that. They thoroughly surprised me this season. I was very, very happy with how they did that. The whole adventure theme of the Battle Pass fits very, very well. It does seem like they're going in reverse order with the themes in comparison to like chapter 1, so I'll go ahead and get into that now. So the theme is wilds. It seems like they are running out of ideas, but it's okay. It's okay. It definitely feels like they're running out of ideas, but it's okay because this is very, very good, and I like this type of stuff. Season 8 of Chapter 1 was probably one of my favorite seasons. Chapter 2, Season 6, I feel like is one of the most underrated seasons in Fortnite history because of how unique and awesome it was, adding animals and crafting and shit to the game. That was absolutely fire, and I think a lot of people need to go back and watch videos or something and see how much fun that actually was. That was actually when I was probably most active on YouTube, was during Chapter 2, Season 6. So I love the adventure, the sort of like tropical biome. I love that so much. I love the temples. I think it's really, really cool, especially with how they have added those things where you can like give a epic weapon to like vaults and open it up and there's chests. That is really, really cool. Or like trying to figure out, it's a sort of puzzle, I guess, trying to figure out which door to open on those little things to open up the mini vaults around the area. That is really, really, really cool. I'm glad that they kept Loot Lake spawning in the middle of the games. That was such a unique aspect to the game, and I really like what they did with it. Also with the mythic weapons and stuff, that is great, and that leads me into the whole weapons section of this video. The weapon additions were absolutely fantastic. The flapjack rifle, the drum shotgun coming back. I guess the wafts were added. That it was a great addition. I just feel like in general, the additions were so good. That like cannon thing that shoots out that big ball of energy. It's very, very fun. And not necessarily all of it is balanced, especially the mythic weapons, and especially one of the shotguns, the pump, like the reimagined version of the shotgun, the reimagined pump shotgun. That one is kind of overpowered, but it's fun, so I don't really mind. I think it's awesome. It's fun, and that's what I wanted out of this season. I wanted it to be fun. I didn't want it to be balanced, really. When Fortnite is balanced, I feel like that's when I have the least amount of fun. So I wanted some overpowered weapons. I wanted to get kind of frustrated sometimes. I wanted to grind for the best weapons in the game. Like, I want to get that gold scar feeling. You OGs will know what I'm talking about that. But they kept the augments in the game. Everything feels great. The game really isn't laggy. Normally I have a lot of problems being laggy in the first few games of a season, first few weeks of a season, but I haven't had any problems with FPS drops or ping spikes or anything like that. So I was extremely happy about that I was able to play the game without any issues. Trios is back. Very happy about that. I think they just removed that temporarily just so they could see how ranked would affect the servers, and I think obviously they're able to run all of them at the same time without any issues. Very happy about that. The dinosaurs are back, which I honestly thought those were going to be a lot bigger of an issue than they actually are. I really haven't noticed them in my more recent games. I do go around and break the eggs because I don't want them attacking me because they're kind of frustrating and they make me waste ammo. So, but I like it. I like the animals being in the game. I like the raptors because it goes along with the theme. I really don't mind any additions to the game as long as it goes with the theme. I think it's understandable for the kinetic blade to be gone. It doesn't really make much sense for it to be in the game right now. I think they are going to probably bring it back eventually, according to data miners on Twitter. I think they are going to bring it back eventually. But, oh well, it is what it is. The boomerang is honestly kind of trash. I thought that weapon was going to be a lot better, but it really is not the greatest. I've used it a few times. I've killed a few people with it, and I really don't like it very much. But speaking of the kinetic blade, let's talk about complaints about movement that I'm seeing on Twitter. And it's very interesting to me that people are complaining about movement in this season, but I think they forget how bad movement was when Chapter 2 came out, and the only thing that we had on the island were boats. That was the right time to complain about movement. This is not a season to be complaining about movement. We have cars, we have motorcycles, we have animals, we have raptors, we have wind tunnels, we have the vines. We have so much movement this season, and everyone just wants the kinetic blade back. I think this is just a way for people to complain about movement just to complain about it because they want the kinetic blade back. And honestly, I think it's fine. I haven't had any problem running away from the storm. I haven't gotten caught in the storm. I haven't had to use a boat on land like I was having to do at the beginning of Chapter 2. So I think the movement is just fine. I personally have not seen any effect on gameplay whatsoever when it comes to movement with just the kinetic blade being gone. We have plenty of movement in this game, and I think people just look for anything grasping at straws to complain about a season that is nearly perfect. But I'll get into my rating at the end of the video, so if you want to see that, stick around to the end. One of the biggest things that's kept me interested in Fortnite is the storyline. I think you know how much I love the Fortnite storyline. First off, I want to talk about how I don't like how heavily it's focused on the comic books. I really wish that I didn't have to read comics or books. Not saying I don't like reading. I love to read. I read very often. When it comes to games, I just want to be able to play the game and understand the storyline. I don't know anything about the Marvel stuff, really. I don't know where the Foundation is. I don't know what's going on, really, with that stuff outside of what people post on Twitter, and obviously people aren't going to post the entire comic on Twitter. It's just frustrating to me that I have to go just based on the game lore, which is kind of hard because there's going to be misunderstandings and confusion when you're just doing that. I think that they definitely went way too far with the comic book stuff because not everybody is going to be that invested. Like, this isn't like, if it was Five Nights at Freddy's, I'd absolutely do that. But this is Fortnite. It's not necessarily like a huge thing. I wish I did understand it more, but I'm not going to go out and buy every single comic just to understand what's going on in the game. Like with Sloane being back. That really does not make any sense to me, and it might make sense to you people who read the comic books, but Sloane should not be back. She was dead, dude. She got obliterated. She got crushed under at least 10 tons of weight in a tank. There's no way she's alive. There's absolutely no way Dr. Sloane should be alive unless there's some weird time travel or duplication, I guess, or cloning. I don't really see how Dr. Sloan could be back, and that really, really frustrated me when I saw her, because it feels like we're just recycling the same thing over and over again, because Sloan has something set up and she has plans for the island, and we know that the island's probably just going to get destroyed again in a failed attempt to take it over, just like what happens at the end of every single chapter. So apparently this Sloan was supposed to have like sand powers, according to a skin that was leaked in the files, but they removed them. Which, if she did have sand powers, that really doesn't make much sense, because there really is not a sand biome on the map. I don't know why that would happen. Maybe that's planned for the next season or something. I don't really understand what was going on there, but who knows? Maybe it was just a scrapped idea just for funsies. All in all, Sloan being back really doesn't make much sense to me. I don't understand why she's back. I don't understand why they would do that. I wish we would go away from having these like giant villains that are just watching us, waiting to make their move on the island. I really wish we would move past that in Fortnite. I wish the storyline would be a bit more in depth, but you can only wish, I guess. Eventually it'll probably pick up a little bit to be a bit different, but we shall see what Sloan does. It'll be interesting to see what happens with her and what happens in this storyline. I know that we're gonna get a new map every year, I believe is what they said on Twitter. I don't know how set in stone that is, or really how much they actually know is true when it comes to that. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that also probably means that live events are going to be a lot less, because we still have not had a live event in Chapter 4 yet, and we're in the second to last season. So I really am not the biggest fan of one event per chapter, but if you guys have noticed, the events are getting a bit stale, and I think people are just tired of seeing the same thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that events are dead or people don't enjoy events. I think it just means that because they've done them so often, people are kind of used to it, and they're just looking for something fresh and new, which is understandable. I'm kind of feeling the same way, especially after the Kid Leroy event. That was really bad. You guys can go back and watch my video on that. You'll see my full thoughts on that. I did not like that event whatsoever. I just really wish it hadn't been in creative. I really wanted it to be like the Travis Scott event, but it wasn't. But anyways, moving on. Next, I want to talk about the LEGO collaboration now. This I am super duper excited about. You guys know Unreal Engine has kind of been a bit of a failure. It was a bit anticlimactic. There's still a few years. They still needed to take a few years to work out the kinks and get it to where people can actually make the stuff that they want and what people that play the game want. But this LEGO collaboration could be really, really cool. So what I've heard is that the LEGO collaboration is going to be a huge game within Fortnite, made by Epic in collaboration with LEGO, obviously, where they have a bunch of LEGO characters, and it's basically like an entire new game inside of Unreal Engine Fortnite, which is what we kind of expected from Unreal Engine Fortnite, but it seems like we're getting the same sort of things that we got from regular creative. You've got like Red vs. Blue. You've got Gun Game. It's just kind of the same recycled stuff over and over and over again, except it's made in UEFN and it's just 10 times more complicated, making it harder for regular people like you and me to actually make stuff and make some money off of this game, because people are making boatloads off of these games that they're making, let me tell you. I don't know if you guys saw that graphic, but there's at least 50 people out there somewhere making $1 million plus off of their games every month. So there is definitely cash to be had, and I think that's definitely going to lure some people into making some games, especially some larger companies, which means that over the next few years we should get some better games, and I'm excited to see it. But this LEGO collaboration is going to be really, really big. I've even heard that they've moved some people in Epic Games completely over to this project just because of how big it was. It was quoted like a has to succeed mission or has to succeed plan, something like that. So they really are like need this to succeed for whatever they want to happen with the game in the future. It'd be really cool if we got some LEGO Fortnite characters. I think we can all agree that that would be dope, and I expect this whole collaboration to happen within this season, I would believe, because they've been working on it for a long time, and this season ends, I think, somewhere in August. It'd be dope if it was around my birthday, because my birthday is in August, if you didn't know. So I'm really excited for that. I would love to see some more LEGO movies. Like, I think we can all agree on that, but let me not get off topic. So for the last thing, overall rating of the season, this was a bit of a short first episode, but it is currently 12:40 in the morning. I just got back from an 8-hour shift, and I really just want to go to bed, but I really needed to record this for you guys so that I could get it up without it being like 3 weeks after, the new season has come out. So, overall rating of the season, right now I'm going to say 4.5 stars, which is very, very high, because that would mean it's up there with some of the best seasons ever, but recency bias, it's something that just came out. I'm going to be excited about it. Eventually that rating will go down. By the end of the season, I'll do a retrospective, and we'll see if my rating of the season has changed. But in a nutshell, Battle Pass, Optimus Prime is fire. The theme is fire. I love Wilds. I love it so much. I love the Battle Pass in general. The weapons, the loot pools, the loadouts that are possible are fantastic. They did a great job with the mythics this season and keeping the stuff in the game that made it good instead of just removing it just to remove it, to make changes for the sake of making changes. They did a great job not doing that, which every season they do that, and I was expecting them to do it this season. But like I said, this season has been full of a lot of pleasant surprises for me at least. Complaints about movement are complete BS. I'm not listening to anybody who complains about movement, because clearly they are not playing the game. If you're having problems with moving around the map, you're just positioning yourself bad. Stop landing at the edge of the map. I don't know what else to tell you, because there are so many ways to move around the map. You can swim, wind turbines, cars, motorcycles, like just about anything you can think of. So the kinetic blade is not the reason why you can't make it to circle and are dying in storm. I don't want to hear complaints about that anymore from anybody. Movement is not an issue, even though that's an unpopular opinion right now. Confusion with the storyline. I don't know why Sloane is back. They need to be more clear. They need to stop relying so heavily on the comic books, because not everybody reads comic books, and a lot of people don't even know there's Fortnite comic books. A lot of people don't know that Fortnite is part of the Marvel universe at all. So they need to be a bit more clear. They need to keep the storyline more game centric, so that regular people who aren't diehards can still keep track of what the hell is going on. I don't like that Sloane is back. That doesn't make sense to me if you're going based on just the game lore, because she got trucked by a giant mech in a tank. So I don't understand why she's back, and she shouldn't be back. The Lego collaboration is going to be huge. I'm super excited for it, and you guys should be too, because it's going to add a whole new element to Fortnite like we've never seen before. They've been working on it for a long time. Should be out sometime this season. I will be making a video on that whenever it does come out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the background gameplay. This is my official gameplay from Season 3. And overall rating of the season, 4.5. Make sure you guys subscribe. Drop a like on this, because I'm super excited to be doing these new podcast episodes for you. Even if nobody watches them, even if one person watches them, I will be extremely happy. If you guys made it to the end, since this is going to be about a 20-minute video, if you guys made it to the end, comment down below the word episode 1, like EPISODE space 1. If you comment that down below, I know you watched all the way to the end, and I will love you. I will love you, man. That means that you really care about what I have to say, and you are who I make these for. But yeah, keep on the lookout for more Fortnite videos. Keep on the lookout for some Minecraft videos. Keep on the lookout for some movie reviews for sure. I'm going to be doing a review on Across the Spider-Verse. I'm about to see that for the 3rd time this week. So if you guys like that sort of stuff, stick around. But other than that, 4.5 stars for Season 3. That is pretty up there. Let me know what you guys think below down in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next episode of whatever I'm going to talk about next. Peace.